The small town where this eerie legend took place was called Oakwood, nestled between two towering mountains. The townspeople had heard the story of the disappearing hitchhiker for generations, passing it down as a cautionary tale to both locals and visitors alike. It was said that on stormy nights, when the rain poured down in sheets and the wind howled through the trees, a young woman would materialize on the side of the road, dressed in a tattered white dress that clung to her slender frame. She would extend her arm, thumb outstretched, desperately seeking a ride to an unknown destination. Many compassionate drivers, with hearts brimming with empathy, couldn't resist stopping to offer her assistance. The woman would climb into the back seat, her face obscured by the hood of a cloak she wore, making it difficult to discern her features. They would try to engage her in conversation, but she would respond with a chilling silence that sent shivers down their spines. Filled with a sense of duty, the drivers would navigate the treacherous roads, their windshields lashed by rain and their headlights piercing through the darkness. Finally arriving at the address she provided, they would turn around, expecting to offer a helping hand as she exited the vehicle. But to their shock and dismay, the back seat would be empty, devoid of any trace of the woman they had picked up just moments ago. One stormy night, a man named Thomas found himself driving alone along the desolate road that led out of Oakwood. The rain pounded against his car, and the thunder rumbled ominously in the distance. Through the rain-streaked windshield, he caught sight of a figure in the distance, desperately trying to flag down passing vehicles. Moved by compassion, Thomas pulled over and rolled down his window. The woman, her face hidden by the cloak's hood, approached the car and got into the back seat without uttering a word. Thomas offered her a warm greeting, trying to ease the tension that hung heavy in the air, but the woman remained eerily silent, her gaze fixed straight ahead. Navigating through the storm, Thomas couldn't shake the feeling that something was amiss. The atmosphere in the car grew suffocating, and the silence became deafening. Glancing into the rearview mirror, he caught a glimpse of the woman's reflection, her eyes devoid of life and her face hauntingly pale. As they reached the address she had given, Thomas turned around, his heart pounding in his chest. To his horror, the back seat was empty, the white cloak left behind, a ghostly reminder of the presence that had occupied his car just moments before. Panicked, he rushed to the door of the house, hoping to find answers to this perplexing enigma. An elderly woman answered the door, her eyes filled with sorrow and understanding as Thomas poured out his story. She listened intently, her face etched with memories of a painful past. Finally, she spoke, her voice laced with a mixture of grief and resignation. The woman explained that her daughter, Sarah, had died tragically in a car accident along that very road. Many years ago, Sarah had possessed a free spirit, often hitchhiking during storms, seeking solace from the turbulent emotions that plagued her. Her untimely death had left a void in her mother's heart, and she believed that Sarah's spirit continued to wander, searching for a way. Thomas listened in astonishment, the puzzle pieces of the legend falling into place. The disappearing hitchhiker had been Sarah's restless spirit, forever trapped between the realm of the living and the dead. The encounter with Thomas had provided a brief connection, a fleeting glimpse into the world she once knew. Now, with a heavy heart, Thomas bid farewell to the grieving mother, his mind filled with a mixture of awe and trepidation. The tale of the disappearing hitchhiker would forever haunt him, a chilling reminder that the boundaries between the seen and the unseen could blur in the most unexpected and supernatural way. Story 2. The Haunted Doll. In a dusty old attic of an abandoned Victorian house, where time had forgotten its existence, a relic lay hidden, patiently awaiting its rediscovery. The forgotten relic was a porcelain doll, once cherished, now weathered by the passage of time. Its delicate features were cracked, and its glass eyes, once filled with life, now held an eerie emptiness. The locals whispered tales of its cursed nature, believing it to be haunted by the spirit of a young girl who had met a tragic fate within the house's walls many years ago. Unbeknownst to the family that had recently moved into the old Victorian house, they were about to uncover the dark secrets that lay dormant within its time-worn structure. Among them was the youngest daughter, Emily, a curious and adventurous soul. One fateful day, while exploring the depths of the attic, Emily's gaze fell upon the forgotten doll, intrigued by its mysterious aura. She gingerly picked it up and cradled it in her arms, feeling an inexplicable. Emily brought the doll down to her room and placed it on a prominent spot on her shelf. Little did she know that her actions had set in motion a chain of events that would forever change the course of their lives. That night, as darkness settled over the house, strange occurrences began to unfold. Emily would wake up to find the doll sitting on her bed, its lifeless eyes seemingly fixed upon her. It appeared to move from its designated place, defying the laws of the physical realm. Its presence was unsettling, and an inexplicable chill filled the air whenever Emily was near it. Whispers, too faint to be traced to a single source, echoed through the hallways, sending shivers down their spines. As days turned into weeks, the doll's influence grew stronger, extending its eerie grip over the entire household. Furniture would rearrange itself overnight, defying any logical explanation. Shadowy figures would flit past doorways, only to vanish upon closer inspection. The family's sleep became plagued by vivid nightmares, each one more haunting than the last, leaving them weary and fearful. Driven to the brink of desperation, the family sought help from a local priest renowned for his expertise in matters of the supernatural. Armed with faith and ancient rituals, the priest embarked on a mission to rid the house of the malevolent presence that clung to the doll. In the dimly lit room, adorned with symbols of protection, the priest commenced the cleansing ritual. His voice, infused with determination, reverberated through the house as he recited incantations and banishment prayers. Gradually, a palpable energy filled the air, as if the house itself were responding to the battle being waged against the forces that held it captive. As the final words of the ritual left the priest's lips, A deafening silence fell upon the room. Suddenly, with a force that defied the laws of nature, the porcelain doll shattered into countless pieces. A haunting, otherworldly wail pierced the air, reverberating through the walls of the house, marking the end of its haunting presence. The family breathed a collective sigh of relief as an overwhelming sense of peace settled over the once troubled home. The nightmares ceased, and the whispers were replaced by the comforting sounds of their own voices. Although the haunted doll was shattered, its memory would forever linger in their minds, a reminder of the darkness they had faced and the strength they had found within themselves. As time went on, the family moved forward, their lives forever changed by their encounter with the haunted doll. The old Victorian house stood as a testament to their resilience, carrying within its walls the echoes of a long-forgotten tragedy. And while the doll's broken fragments were discarded, the story of its haunting would continue to be whispered among the locals, serving as a reminder that even in the most innocent of objects, darkness can lurk, awaiting its chance to be set free once more. Story 3. The Face in the Mirror. In a quiet suburban home, the atmosphere grew increasingly unsettling as Lily continued to battle the haunting presence of the antique mirror. Determined to escape its grasp, she decided it was time to confront the dark secret that lay within its depth. With resolute determination, Lily uncovered the mirror, removing the cloth that had concealed its malevolence. As she gazed upon its shattered reflection, a sense of foreboding filled the room. It was then that she noticed a faint glow emanating from within the broken glass, as if a trapped essence was trying to break free. Summoning her courage, Lily reached out and carefully picked up a shard of the mirror. As her fingers made contact, a surge of energy coursed through her body, causing her heart to race. In that moment, a haunting voice echoed through her mind, whispering secrets of the mirror's origin and the spirit it held captive. The voice belonged to a tormented soul, a woman who had once been consumed by jealousy and darkness. Bound to the mirror, she had longed for release and sought to possess the body and soul of anyone who dared to gaze upon her reflection. With empathy in her heart, Lily vowed to help the trapped spirit find peace. She embarked on a journey to uncover the woman's tragic story, researching the history of her grandmother's possessions and delving into long-forgotten family records. Through her investigation, she discovered that the spirit was a distant relative, haunted by unrequited love and a life filled. Armed with this newfound knowledge, Lily performed a solemn ritual to guide the restless spirit towards the light. With each word spoken, the mirror shard grew warmer, illuminating the room with a soft, ethereal glow. As the ritual concluded, the spirit's anguished presence dissipated, leaving behind a sense of tranquility that had long eluded the house. From that day forward, the once possessed mirror stood as a symbol of redemption and release. Lily kept the shattered pieces as a reminder of her own strength and the transformative power of compassion. The whispers and sinister reflections had been silenced, replaced by a newfound sense of peace and serenity. As time passed, Lily moved on, forever changed by her encounter with the haunted mirror. The house regained its calm, and the memory of its dark secret gradually faded into the annals of history. But for Lily, the experience served as a constant reminder that even in the most innocuous objects, shadows of the past can hide, waiting to be confronted and ultimately set